There's a lot to be said about understanding the principles of adaptive and integrated solutions. Um, the integration is necessary in order to allow each portion of the project to support not only itself, but to serve to strengthen the overall system as a whole. Um, this is true in issues of economic, social, and environmental sustainability, as well as in the individual projects themselves. The idea of creating a sustainable community development is is centered around the ability to adopt solutions to different unique environmental, cultural, historical, economic circumstances. Everything is going to be different everywhere you build. Some of our partners are trying to get us to nail down a price tag for certain certain projects that we want to pursue, but in reality, where I live right now, the piggery is a big part of the project. Not because the pigs are profitable so much as they're a very common food source, but they're also a very low profitability crop. So there's not a lot of money to be made there. There's a whole lot of issues, but the pigs would not work in Guinea, in the projects in Guinea. So because primarily Muslim there, you can get a few feet of elevation change that's going to drastically change the ecological systems that you're working within, the plants that'll grow. When you get into the mountainous regions, you're going to have hundreds of feet in elevation changes in a single community. So your solutions have to be both integrated and adaptive. Everything has to support everything else at the same time that it supports itself. Individually, each aspect of the project strengthens the others. Um, again, going back to the pyramidal structure, each leg supports itself, but also takes weight off the other legs. Um, the principles for the adoptive solution are a major concern, given that the projects were originally established for the indigenous tribes. While many of the indigenous tribes have similar beliefs and cultures and histories, they've all got their own unique aspects. Each one's got their own restrictions. So there's going to be everything has to be adoptive. Everything has to be completely tailored. How much land is going to be available for a rural development center? How much land is going to be available for the establishment of a sustainable community? What can you do with the land? What kind of crops will grow in the land? What kind of crops will not grow? What kind of cultural restrictions are there? What kind of historical restrictions are there? The same can be said for addressing the global refugee crisis right now, because one of the problems you're having is getting people from very different cultural backgrounds to integrate into a new, very different cultural society. The societal structure is completely different, and there's no means established. The rural development centers would be great for addressing the global refugee crisis, because you give the people not only the opportunity to learn viable skills, but also to learn more about the societal and cultural differences, and alleviate some of the impact, the detriment from culture shock, as it were. So it pays to bear in mind that in everything that we do, there has to be integrated and adaptive solutions. Sociological sustainability is probably the most often overlooked aspect of any project, but it's one of the most important, because if you don't have the support of the people, you're not going to have a successful project. There has to be a viable solution in place that provides tangible benefits to the people that are the beneficiaries. And furthermore, those people also have to have an enforceable voice, but um, that's not so much part of the integrated and adopted nature of our solutions, but it is relevant to the overall systemic sustainable developments. So we'll look at that in another video. But everything has to be unique based on the circumstances of any given scenario, any situation, any environment, any economic system in place, any environmental restrictions. So the importance of the adoptive nature of sustainable development cannot be overlooked. Please like and subscribe. We'll try and get more content out soon. I know these are sloppy, they're all off the cuff so far, but this is just hopefully the opening shot in a very long salvo. So we'll see what happens. Thank you.